Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the millstone, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I'll say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is a quick sit-down lesson through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua on this August the 17th, 2022 at 3:37 a.m. in the morning, at night on this Wednesday in the morning, at night at 3:37 a.m. And this is a news update in regards to Joel 3:10, let the weak say I am strong, and wars and rumors of wars, increasingly now more than ever. And this is a news article from CNN, was recently. It says North Korea fires 2 cruise missiles, South Korea says. And this was published by Guam Bay. CNN, updated at 3:47 a.m. August the 17th, 2022. And it says North Korea fires 2 cruise missiles early Wednesday morning from the coast town of Okcheon into waters of its west coast, according to a South Korean defense ministry official. Military officials from South Korea and the United States said they were analyzing the launch for further details. It says after the launch, South Korea's national security advisor held a meeting to assess the security situation and examine the military preparedness, according to the presidential official. The meeting participants agrees to close monitor any related movements ahead of the joint in the U.S. South Korea military drills planned for early next week. The officials added, North Korea is not banned from firing cruise missiles under United Nations sanctions that and last did so on in January. The unlikely ballistic missile crews are propelled by jet engines and stay closer to the ground, making them harder to detect. Most cruise missiles are not designed to carry nuclear warheads. It says the launch comes before the speech by South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol to mark his 100th day in office. During his reiterated his willingness to provide North Korea with aid if it agrees to end nuclear weapons development and start process of the denuclearization, which I highly doubt at the moment right now, because where you got tensions are stirring up because North Korea, because North Korea have those tensions between the United States, South Korea, and Japan combined. After Kim Jong-un made that statement that he was gonna send a nuclear warning to the United States and South Korea and Japan combined, It says you also mentioned the Atticus initiative to improve North Korea's economy in exchange for denuclearization in separate remarks early this week. He first extended the offer in his inauguration speech in May. The building tensions. North Korea has a flurry of recent missile tests, with Wednesdays marking the 18th launch this year, according to the CNN account. By comparisons, her kingdom conducted only 4 tests in 2020 and 8 in 2021. It says the last missile launch was on June the 5th, with eight short-range ballistic missiles, with South Korea and the United States responded by firing 8 more missiles into the water off the east coast into the Korean peninsula. Tensions between the two Koreans have been building this year, which the United States and its intelligence agencies warning that North Korea appears to be preparing for a nuclear test, which will be its first 5 years. South Korea and the United States have stepped up their cooperation countering North Korea's nuclear and missile programs, announced last month that the two countries would resume a long suspended live field training this summer, which the joint exercise between the both nations of United States and South Korea. I believe their exercise drills are going to start next week, and this comes just days ahead after they made that announcement about that military exercise drills next week. Now you got North Korea firing 2 ballistic cruise missiles into the sea. So that stirs attention up even more and more. So what the president of South Korea was talking about, trying to come to some type of compromise between North Korea, trying to prevent them denuclearization from their North Korea's military of firing missiles, of hypersonic missiles, ballistic missiles, ICBM missiles, or cruise missiles. They're trying to do a potential deal. Hopefully, they can come to a discussion, exchange for economy exchange, which I highly doubt. At the moment, because at this time right now, I believe Kim Jong-un is not looking for no negotiations or no discussions at the table right now at the moment. Because as he continues on his mission for military preparedness, firing more and more missiles, hypersonic missiles, the long range, short range, mid range, ICBM missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles as well too. I believe this is his 18th missile launch so far this year, after the 2 missile launches was announced from South Korea. So I just don't see no negotiations or no discussions offered on the table between North Korea and South Korea. Most likely Kim Jong-un is going to reject it, because things right now, the relationship between North Korea and South Korea is not looking so good right now. Because North Korea sees that, they teaming up with Japan, United States as well too. And North Korea look at that as a threat. That's why Kim Jong-un made that statement, was saying that he's fully military prepared in readiness for a potential military response warning to the United States, South Korea, and Japan combined. So the relationships between North Korea and South Korea is just gonna not gonna get so good at the moment currently right now, So these tensions are going to stir up between North Korea versus Japan, South Korea, and the United States, as North Korea fired 2 cruise missiles, and this is the latest rounds of missiles been launched, and this has been the 18th missile launch so far this year. So North Korea has definitely shown a statement that they do not want to be allies with the United States, Japan, or South Korea, but combined, as they continue to send that message, that potential nuclear war message, as Kim Jong-un stated, not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and he's living up to that statement, so discussions between North Korea and South Korea at this moment right now seem like it's off the table, you know, because Kim Jong-un is in that military warlike spirit, That's why you're seeing him firing these missiles, you know. Even though the United States and Japan and South Korea might potentially find more countermeasurements to match Kim Jong Un's rocket launches, firing into the sea, as these tensions increase now more than ever, I'm gonna bring out Joel 3:10. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords, into plenty hooks, into spears, and let the weak say I am strong. Right, because you seeing these nations showing their military strength and military capability increasing now more than ever. Especially Kim Jong-un sending that clear message to the United States, South Korea, and Japan combined. So they sending a nuclear war and they ready for war against the United States and South Korea and Japan combined, and any more other allies as well too. So Kim Jong-un showing that military might and military preparedness, That's why he been firing those missiles, and developing the hypersonic ballistic missiles, the long range, short range, mid range, and the ICBMs, and intercontinental ballistic missiles as well too. So these tensions are definitely stirring up and heating up more and more than ever, So the president as he made his speech as his first 100 days in the office as president of South Korea. So he trying to find ways to denuclearize North Korea's nuclear capability, but that's not going to stop Kim Jong-un for what he doing, So nuclear talks on the table to destabilize, nuclearize of Kim Jong-un's nuclear capability. That's not gonna happen. Relations, like I mentioned before, relations between South Korea and North Korea is gonna continue to get rocky, and it's not gonna look so good currently at the moment, Because those tensions between North Korea and South Korea is definitely just gonna stir up even more and more, As you see, South Korea is a full cooperation allies with South Korea and the United States and Japan combined, As you see, United States and South Korea have their live military drills starting next week, while North Korea firing 2 cruise missiles into the sea, as these tensions are definitely going to heat up and stir up in these last days. So with that, hope this quick lesson was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, great millstone, preach the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the 4 corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And before I close out this lesson on this Wednesday morning, at night in the AM, 3:52 a.m. Central Standard Time on this Wednesday, August the 17th, 2022. So yeah, like I mentioned before, these tensions are definitely going to stir up even more between North Korea and South Korea. And, South Korea being allies with the United States, South Korea and Japan as well too, as the United States and South Korea kick off their military exercise drills, live military drills, which is going to be next week. And now you have this recently right here, North Korea firing cruise missiles into the sea. And I believe this is their 18th, as I was reading through the article, this is their 18th nuclear launch so far this year. So North Korea is definitely turning up the heat in 2022 as their missile launches keep on continuing firing off. And these tensions between North Korea and South Korea is going to stir up even more, as South Korea is allies with the United States and Japan combined. So with that, I will say shalom and a ball.